Shabbat shalom. Alright, today is not the Most High Sabbath day that I'm doing this teaching on, but I'm had another um, teaching I was going to teach on, and it was going to be on Leviticus 11th chapter about food, but I wasn't directed that way today, so I ended up getting another lesson, and I mean, not even 5 minutes ago, I got what I have today. So, maybe the Most High is putting that on hold. Maybe he see need for this one more. I don't know. But, man, it's a lot of word to it. I promise you, it's going to be a journey for sure. Man, everybody's mouth going to be open because mine was open a little bit on some of the stuff, right? And, all I can say is like they say, stay tuned, because this one's going to be a real humdinger, as they say. When they get to the marriage part, y'all might want to listen. I was over there in my own little, I got so many ants over there. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna start here in Ezekiel. I saw someone using this verse, and the Most High just put it on my spirit it was just using this verse among many verses, but it caught my eye. And hey, I'm gonna give you what I got off this verse. You know what I'm saying? This is Ezekiel 20:6, and he's dealing with the Israelites here. It's back during the time of Egypt. He took them all out, and they just immediately, our foreparents just immediately started like going off. We go off today, right? And we still go off. We go off worse. You know what I'm saying? At least they had somewhat of an idea of the Creator. But today we go off even worse. But we don't went all the way off. We don't even know the truth no more. At least they knew the truth. I'm not saying this. Well, the Bible say to know and not do. Basically, I'm just summing it up in words. You're gonna get hit with many stripes. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance, you're gonna get hit with a few stripes. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's bad in its own way, but man, at least they knew the truth. A lot of us don't even know truth nowadays. Man, I'm gonna be all over the place with this one. I got windows open for a long time. Okay. I believe I need everything up here. We'll see. Okay. Now, Ezekiel 20:6, it says, in the day that I lifted up my hand unto them to bring them forth of the land of Egypt into the land I espied for them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands. The Most High looked at a land, saw people there. Get what? They wasn't keeping them commandments. Most High chose people to himself. This gonna surprise a whole lot of y'all when I get into that part. You know what I'm saying? We all told some things that church institutions. You're gonna be shocked when you see some of these things, especially about being equal. Okay, I just let the cat out of the bag a little bit. We not equal. Guaranteed we not equal. And the scripture's gonna say that. And I can make you tired of hearing it in the scripture. So I'm gonna drop some jewels on you. That's gonna say it very clear. But we all not created equal, because the Most High chose some people to himself at the end of the day. I'm gonna let the scripture speak in, I believe all around it. 7th verse, Ezekiel 20:7. Then said I unto them, Cast ye away every man the abomination of his eyes, and defile not yourselves with the idols of Egypt. For I am the Lord your God, as he said. I am Yahweh, not Elohim. Okay, in Hebrew. So now, man, people are doing this today beyond measure. I mean beyond measure. I'm talking about it's ridiculous. People are doing this today. They done took the Sabbath day, moved it over to Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And there's no biblical verse said it was gonna be a change. Not without somebody just murdering that verse scripture. You know what I'm saying? Just like pulling the gun out, just boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Just shooting it down. You know what I'm saying? Because there ain't no such thing. Period. In 325 AD, called the Council of Nicaea. Look it up. They changed the Sabbath day to Sunday for a Roman ruler named Constantine. And nowadays it's out of tradition, and it's just some people think their weekend is better. Well, Sunday, cause Saturday I do all my work. You're not even really supposed to be doing work on a Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? Which is what you would call Saturday. You know what I'm saying? And it works out better for me, cause it's just I like football. You can see behind me football all up on this wall. You know what I'm saying? Teams, me at games and stuff. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time football come on Sunday on the professional side. Guess what? I'm at home. I can watch it, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter about that first game, cause some of them be sitting up in church, man, them boys be, especially, got a lot of Cowboy fans out there, I'm not a Cowboy fan, but I'm just saying, so nobody mix me up with that, you know what I'm saying? Please don't. And so they sitting in church the whole time, just rocking in the seat, cause they got that 12 o'clock game. You know what I'm saying? See, old Ron, I done went and done mine on a Saturday. I done went and served the Most High. Done my, gave my offering, gave my time, my praise, my worship. You know what I'm saying? I done that on what you would call Saturday. You know what I'm saying? It is, they rocking because they wanna know, they don't want to be late for that game. They hoping that Reverend hurry up. They ain't hardly listening to nothing old Rev saying. Old Rev up there and all this going down, you know what I'm saying? Hey, the man up in there, of your, the Steelers play at this day and they rocking, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man, they don't even want to be there. It's better off anyway, man. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So the Most High told him, say, man, he was very clear. Cast ye away every man the abomination of his eyes, and defile not yourselves with the idols of Egypt. I'm gonna pull up a little bit of the idols of Egypt here. Let's see some images up there. Because he told them back in the day, don't defile yourself with the idols of Egypt. Look at this. Man, they got all kind of action up here. You know what I'm saying? All kind of action. Let's see. Let me click on this. Let me see what they even selling them, man. They still selling modern day. Look at that, man. Got a price tag on that bad boy. Man, that bad boy ain't gonna do nothing for you if you pray to that thing, man. Then again, somebody might put a little gin in it, a little demon in it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I'm just saying, man, but here we go. Idols of Egypt, right there in your face. Right there in your face. Let's look at the 10 gods of Egypt. Yeah. And he said, man, don't be getting with that. Don't be getting with that all these different things. And Amun-Ra. Okay, he said, that's what you got a man for. I ain't forgetting that. Because I can easily defeat that. Sometimes you can have the same word in another language. It don't mean nothing. It's the same thing it can be a different meaning. You know what I'm saying? You know. So it's stupid. Amun Ra, the hidden one. Mut, the mother goddess. Osiris, the king of the living. What's his? Anubis, the divine embalmer. Ra, the god of the sun and radiance. Horus, the god of vengeance. You know what I'm saying? And so on. I don't know if we're going all this. But look at Amun Ra right there. Look at that. Man, that look kind of scary, huh? Be worse than that. This is Moot, the mother goddess. Look at that. Osiris, this boy look like got a little Iron Man little part on him and stuff. But got a little Iron Man on him and stuff on the bottom right there, like got the little belt, got the little Batman belt. And this dude's on there embalming, But not even during the times of Moses, right? When the Most High was giving them the plagues, this look at this. Okay, plague number 1, he turned the water to blood. Here's a little thing saying the Egyptians were also able to turn water to blood, including death and a fish and the smell that prohibited even trying to drink the water. Pharaoh's heart remained hard. Oh no, it's just saying the Egyptians when the Most High. Well, they said that they was able to turn. I don't know. They had some magic going on. They said the Nile was the source of Egypt's power. It says these are several gods in their pantheon and draw life from the river. Kum was the garden of the river source. Hopi, I don't know, I might be murdering these people God's names, but hey man, I deal with the Most High, Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? That's all that matters to me anyway. It said was the god of annual flood, the Nile, and the lord of fish. Osiris had the Nile in its bloodstream. So these people believe in this, and this is Exodus 7, verse 14 through 12. And then you got the frogs. Egyptians also produce frogs. It says, piles of dead frogs fill the land with foul odor. And it says, Hegith was the Egyptian goddess with the head of a frog. So she had a head, any worse this you can read about this in Exodus chapter 8, verse 1 through 15. And various other things, okay? And you see the plague of the firstborn, I jump to the last one. But the Most High was making mockery of their gods because they had a goddess that was the goddess of the frogs. And you had the one that the god, he had several of them that they believed was the god that turned, that dealt with the Nile River, changed the Most High, turned it from water to blood, you know what I'm saying? Like here's another example. Plague 6, I'm just jumping around. It says, this was the first plague to affect the body directly. God made a distinction between the Israelites and the Egyptians. The Egyptian priests were unable to appear in court. And it says, Isis was the goddess of health, and Imhotep was the god of healing. So they had gods, you know what I'm saying? The Most High said, hey, don't be getting in all that. We got Egyptologists do that right now, you know what I'm saying? They dealing with that right now. You know what I'm saying? It's still going on today. Still going on today. Crazy. And it's just, I got up here in the search engine, sun god, S-U-N, like the sun in the sky that drop the heat down, you know what I'm saying? Look at all these gods right here, people dealing with. Here's a list of ain't trying to get no praise, no honor, no Apollo, the sun god in Greece alone. You know what I'm saying? Every language, every the Norse had a sun god. Sun god is a facility god with the sun. Look at it. Ra, Egypt. Says, and the Egypt god shone with a solar disc. You see that in Catholic Church, like telling had that sun thing behind it. It says, center of worship was Hilo, was the Polus, later associated with Horus and all this. I'm not even gonna go through all that mess like that with crazy sounding name. Just know, you know, the Hindu, what's this? Shirya is the Hindu god for sun, right? The sky. See, all these nations chose gods. You know what I'm saying? They chose gods. And they still worshiping today, you know, from Buddha on down. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, this is still going on today. People in their own imagination. You know what I'm saying? I'm just showing you examples of it. And the Most High was like, hey man, don't get into that. Because the Most High just basically destroyed, more than basically, I'll just say he eradicated all them gods in Egypt. And he's standing over all them gods that's out here now that people dealing with, you know what I'm saying? And he said, cast away every man the abomination of his eyes, you know, and you can still buy them little gods. You seen that little boy, $200 something too. Them bad boys expensive too. That was right here. One of them joints you can buy them, man. Them joints was expensive too. I don't know, I done lost it. Them bad boys was expensive. I said, you know, like $300. A little bitty figurine, man. Got the, you know, I don't know, man. Got that boy look like Iron Man. One of them, man, had that little Iron Man bottle. I don't know what Marvel Comics, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, he might have copied it from a dude. Anyway, let's go to 8. 20 and 8. It says, but they rebelled against me and would not hearken unto me. They did every man they did not every man cast away the abomination of their eyes, neither did they forsake the idols of Egypt. And I said, I will pour out my fury upon them to accomplish my anger against them in the midst of the land of Egypt. Now, the Most High sure enough did it. Man, he put darkness on them bad boys, man. It was light in Egypt. Where the Israelites was in Goshen, it was darkness. He mocked their gods, and matter of fact, he killed Pharaoh last. That was the last one, because he thought he was God too. You know what I'm saying? Man, the Most High ain't playing with this. People still do this stuff. They still worship the sun God. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop this one up. Well, I'm just go ahead. I'm gonna put in this. I'm on Beam right now. I'm gonna put in sun. I'm gonna put capital S. Sun God. Worship. This is what we just put in worship. Worship. Let's see what this is. Sunday worship is the setting aside of the first day of the week, okay, for worship of the sun deity known in Babylon as Tammuz. Man, then we looked up Helios earlier in Greek, you know. We looked that up earlier. It was one of them gods when I showed the list of people still worshiping that. Look it up, man. I'm not for to go all in there. Man, look at that. I'm just gonna click on something. There's so much of it, man. How do you even full teaching on this Sabbath, man. I'm just trying to see. Let's see. It says from. Here it is. It's something right here. I clicked on the article, but I didn't see that straight. It says, so from iniquity. What's this? Antiquity. It says Sunday had been held as a day of worship. Paganism was worshiping the sun on Sunday. When Christ came, when the gospel of Judea came to our ancestors in Europe, it found paying homage to the sun on the first day of the week. It says, as the Spirit of God manifested in Christ, it began to work in the hearts of men. Many left worship of Apollo to the sun god and joined, and basically what it's going to all allude to, you know what I'm saying? It's going to bring you to Constantine eventually in 325 AD. Like, he gave you Christmas and he gave you the changing of the Sabbath. Now we're going to get ready to get interested up in this camp. So the Most High say, hey man, they rebelled against me, man. They went after their own imagination, and the people doing it today. I see all kind of foolish stuff on Christian TV. Man taking his coat and going like this, and then they get, and then they fall down with the Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost, or whatever. Man, I don't know what's going on, but I don't see nobody doing that in no Bible, man. Man, the stuff they going in some of these churches is ridiculous, man. Got the man praying for you, got your head, put in your head, got your head calculated. You about to fall down. You trying to keep your head like this, man. He wants you to lay down on the floor. You supposed to be slain in the spirit. Man, show me that scripture in the Bible, man. That brother quit, man. Ain't on there laying down there, all down there. Cause it happened to me, and I was in that foolishness at one time, laying down there, man. I wonder when I'm supposed to get up, like man, and let out here a little longer. You know what I'm saying? That foolishness, man. Man, they better quit, man. They better quit, man. You know what I'm saying? But basically, the Most High is pleading with, hey, man, don't be going, don't be having them, I'm telling you, man, don't be having that foolishness going on in your mind. Okay, now I'm gonna stay. I think I'm gonna go to Exodus real quick. Exodus 32 is what I want. I'm gonna show you something. Exodus 32 and 8. So we in Shemot in the Hebrew, 32 and 8. And here you go. The Most High brought them out of Egypt, man. Man, them boys. Moses went up there to commune with the Most High. Man, the Most High done parted the Red Sea. Man, them boys basically took everything them boys had, man. They borrowed stuff and left. You know what I'm saying? Straight up rolling with the gold, the fancy fur, the fancy, things and items and materials. You know what I'm saying? Most High told them to borrow them joints, man. And the next day they was out of there, man. It was gone, man. Part of the Red Sea and everything, man. Man got over there, Moses like, hey man, I'm gonna be back. I gotta go see the Most High. Man, he up there for 40 days. He up there too long. You know what I'm saying? Now he just brought you out of slavery. You wanted to be out of slavery. You know what I'm saying? In other words, the devil was whooping them over there. You know what I'm saying? Basically what was going on, the devil was whooping them over there pretty good. Through the Egyptians. But yet, the Most High got them out of there. They get to the land, already turned their back. Especially when they was standing up there and it was being revealed to them that they was gonna get the land of milk and honey, man. And the boys was gonna get all that land. Them houses was already built. The previous people had to leave, baby. You know what I'm saying? Everything, the fields was already planted. They basically came into a house that was already furnished and everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything was good to go. And man, that's all they was thinking about was material things. People still do that today, man. It's about what they can get from the Most High. They think the Most High they sugar daddy or something. Like you pimp daddy the Most High, you know what I'm saying? Man, I don't roll like that, man. Let me tell you, you gotta know that the Most High will save you. I might tell you my little story about today about that car today, man, cause I'm doing some Need for Speed. I think that's that series, man. When the boys are doing all that drifting. Man, I drifted today in that car, man. Most High saved me today, just today. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother story. I'm trying to stay on top. So this gonna be something else. This might go long, but hey, it is what it is. And it says, it said they made their calf quick, and they have made them a calf, and have worshipped it, and I have sacrificed, therefore, and worship it, and have sacrificed, therefore, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. So now you done told a lie on the Most High. Because, and people do it all the time. You know, the Most High Sabbath day is very clear in the Bible. It's on the 7th day of the week. But yet, we gonna do first day. Because I'm in this denomination, what even some of them non-denominational, and still gonna worship tomorrow. You know, we're gonna do what we, and the Most High say, hey man, in Exodus, you know what I'm saying, the Most High was saying, that he gave us this day, and I'll be your God and you be my people, basically, if you worship on this day. You know, in Exodus it tells you that. And man, people done chose the sun god, S-U-N. You know what I'm saying? All these different names and stuff, man. Just Google them things, man. You see how much madness and people doing it. Some people went to church today. This is what we call Sunday, first day. And it's on your calendar. Look on any calendar. Sunday is way over here, first Saturday on this year. Okay, the Most High instruct you to worship this day. Satan will never go this way. You know what I'm saying? See, I don't even think about the man. Okay, if the Most High was going to change his mind, which he didn't, you know what I'm saying, that would have been wishy-washy anyway. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't. You know what I'm saying? So, these people are still stiff-necked people. Verse 9. And the Most High said unto Moshe, he said, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation. Now Moses right here is getting ready to put it all on the line for the people. The Most High was like, hey man, Most High so mad, he's like, Moses standing up there, boy, the Most High want to give all the smoke. He getting ready, man, he getting ready to do a Sodom and Gomorrah type fire. You know what I'm saying? He put a bust, man, he put have a barbecue out there with people. You know what I'm saying? He's like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. In other words, leave me alone, that my wrath may wax high. I don't want to hear nothing. He in mode for to be some cracking going on. You know what I'm saying? Ain't for to be none of that. And Moses here from 11 down gonna go ahead and say, hey man, just I know you mad at these people, man, but what the other nation gonna say about you? You know what I'm saying? And blot me out your book of remembrance. You know what I'm saying? Man, you remember the covenant that you, like 13, you remember the covenant that you gave Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? You know, and the Lord repented of the evil which he thought to do against his people. And 14, you know, the Most High is mad, bro. You know what I'm saying? He mad like that every time somebody just take their commandments and throw them over their shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Do opposite of what he say. and live a life. And the cold thing about it, when that near death experience comes, I'm gonna go ahead and share my situation because I think it's for this video. Man, I'm going to go get me something to eat, and you know, I was gonna make a little Walmart run, need a few little things. I'm gonna give me something to eat. I was gonna go get me a barbecue baked potato. You know what I'm saying? It's getting ready to go down. And, man, I don't know, man. I end up. I'm so used out of habit to go to this certain Walmart, but I said, no, I can't go to that one. I got to go to the one by the food. So I turn around, I come back, I'm flying down the highway or whatever, man. I'm getting ready to go off the highway, and they got a bend, they got a curve leading off. And man, I took that sucker with too much speed. Cause you know sometimes the car just don't feel like it's rolling like that. It's not making a lot of sound, and I know you boy, you know. And I kind of was like in on autopilot a little bit, like in a trance, like you know what I'm saying. But I snapped up out of that. Man, I went into that curve, and I saw the gray ghost. Hey, that sucker grabbed, man. I went sideways in a curve, sideways, almost the entire length of the curve sideways, and stayed inside the lane, the white lines. You know what I'm saying? And when it came almost to a stop, did like this and kept going straight. I wasn't nothing but the Most High, because I have never. I mean, the way it went around the curve and was sideways in the curve, going around the curve, I can't say that wasn't nothing but the Most High, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. You know, so, and I remember calling on the Most High, and even in the curve, I had peace in the curve, you know what I'm saying? Going sideways in the curve, I had peace, you know what I'm saying? And it was a thing of vision it and say it. Because the only thing I could say, I said something like keep the lane, don't leave the lane. I think I was gonna say something to that effect, but I think all I said was don't leave. And that car did not leave that lane. I mean, stay sitting in that lane. You know, like I said, it's protection in the Most High. You know, the devil meant to try to take me out today. You know what I'm saying? But hey, Most High and His angels, hey, boy, they something else, man. I had peace in that curve. I wasn't even tripping. It made me feel that calm in that situation. I actually had it wasn't about being cocky, but it was almost like a smile, just to see the force of strength of the Most High arm, you know what I'm saying, handle that, you know what I'm saying? Man, I showed them what I don't say that I was worthy of it, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't never just hold myself up in no high fashion like that, you know what I'm saying? But hey, he did that, man, for real, he did that. Man, I ain't ever gonna forget that, man. I'm here today because the Most High said that. So, the Most High wanted to tear their hide up, and he liked that. Man, the Most High don't like no. It's the same way. Your child just keep doing crazy stuff and just getting in trouble. You're not gonna like that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get to a point you're gonna be just like that. Don't say nothing. Most High just leave me alone. Most High like, hey man, I don't even want to talk. I'm about to talk with this switch. I'm about with this fire, man. I'm about to show them boys, man. Here we is, still dealing with that rebellion. Numbers 14:2. Because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracle, which I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tempted me now these 10 times, and have not hearkened to my voice. Now these the men that seen. Now this matter, you was there, seen the wilderness, you ate the manna. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never enough. It's never enough for people when your heart not in it, your mind not in it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna never be enough. You know, people think And I'm gonna tell you just how fast that happened to me today. I didn't have no time to be repenting for all my sins and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? People think that they gonna do something like that and God gonna take them. They see themselves dying on the deathbed, and they gonna have time to transition and make, man, all this facade, bro. You can be up out of here quick, man. At my job, man. And y'all pray for this. The brother name is Jamal. Y'all pray for brother Jamal, man. Another story, 2 times in 1 week. Man, I think right now the Most High just still revealing stuff to me because, man, he just let me know 2 times I got you. You know what I'm saying? Man, I always be off 105, in this particular street, have a daycare, and that's my last stop. And I always see Brother Jamal, he's a pastor. You know what I'm saying, rolling, doing this thing. I bump into him. But that particular day, one of my guys did show up for work. And one of my other friends kept insisting. And he was like, I'm going to get it first thing as I go out. You know what I'm saying? He kept insisting. I was like, nah, I got it. He just kept insisting. He would not take no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? And he was safe and everything. He went and rather he took off before. He come through there earlier than what I would come through there. So he missed it all together. Now we had a guy from Cleveland. I think he was 45 years old. I don't know his name. But it's believed that he wanted to commit suicide. And he chose Brother Jamal's truck. Now I got pictures of this truck. He knocked the whole front end of the wheels is off the front. The frame is laying on the ground. The tires in the back are turned sideways. And the door, the bumper was pushed in to almost like 3 to 6 inches from where his legs was. It shattered his leg. They had to rebuild his leg. I guess they put steel rods in there to replace the bones or whatever. Shattered his arm and done something to his neck. So they rushed him to the hospital. His first 2 surgeries, from what I understand, was reconstructing his leg, and then they had to do several other surgeries to fix internal bleeding. But the man walked away from that because if you see the truck, you would think someone's dead. Guarantee you when you see it. And that was my last stop. And because of this particular day, Troy didn't come. It threw my time off. That could have been very well as me as him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the Most High is saving. It's saving me. It's good to have the Most High on your team, man, because I'm going to tell you, it could have been me just as much as him. And I thank the Most High once again, you know what I'm saying? And, it's all for His glory. He told me before, if I teach this word, He protect me, you know what I'm saying? He ain't messed up none. But like I said, I ain't missing nothing. And I'm standing here today because He honored His word, so I'm gonna honor mine. And I was thinking I was gonna do this later, but no time like the time. I wouldn't even finish getting the scripture. I was still getting scripture, but I didn't want to not do my commitment because He wasn't short on His commitment. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm gonna do this, and I know He gonna work this out because I really ain't got nothing in no order. You know what I'm saying? But it's probably gonna get pretty interesting here pretty soon. And he told him 10 times, dude. See how the Most High dealing with it? Man, we still gonna do what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do what we gonna do. Man, it's just better to do what the Most High say to do. So get yourself in a situation. Because once you're in a situation, that's when we want to cry and panic to the Most High. Save us. We find religion in save us. Got our hands up. Save us. I tell you. Back to Deuteronomy 9 and 12. What is it? 9 and 12 I want. And it says, And the Lord said unto me, Arise, get thee down quickly from hence. For thy people which thou hast brought out of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They are quickly turned aside out of the way, and which I commanded them. It says they have made a molten image, just like it said before. Furthermore, the Most High spake unto me, saying, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Let me alone. It says, let me alone, that I may destroy them, and blot their name out from out of heaven. And I will make of thee a nation mightier and greater than they. Now you see how the Most High feel when somebody get to acting like that, gonna do their own thing. And then, if anybody ever just read in the Bible the parts about the day of the Lord, it's a day of reckoning. It's gonna be some wrecks up in there for real, for real. It's people gonna get chin checks. So, man, it tell you that the slain of the Lord shall be many. It ain't gonna be no playing on that day. You know what, man? He ready to take this people out. They beg for his help. They beg for him. You know what? And turn their back on him quick as I don't know what. Hey, man. Most High done went in covenant with these people and everything. They ain't keeping their side. It says, So I turned and came down from the mount, and the mount burned with fire, and the 2 tablets of the covenant in my 2 hands. So Moses done ran from the Most High and took it. I should have pulled up the picture of the mountain where he ran from, because you can see where he was. The mountains in Saudi Arabia. Anyway. I still got the burn marks on and everything. You see the little cave up there. And you can see the little altar that they made. And it says, So I turned and came down from the mount, and the mount burned with fire, and the 2 tables of the covenant were in my 2 hands. And I looked, and behold, ye had sinned against the Lord your God, and have made you a molten image. Ye have turned aside quickly out of the way which the Most High have commanded you. I took the 2 tablets and cast them out of my hands and break them before your eyes. And I fell before the Lord as at the first 40 days and 40 nights. I did neither eat bread nor drink water because of all your sins which ye have sinned in doing wickedly in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. Now Moses said he fasted. See, sometimes this is reported, he was in the presence of the Most High, so he had that Shekinah glory. He was communing with the Most High, and he was just in his presence. His face glue. Yeah, it might have glue in the presence, but you could see that the man was fasting because of the sins of these people, man. This is a man standing up for the people, man. He said, neither did I eat bread nor drink water, but because of all your sins ye have sinned. Man, he going before the Most High. Man, I see why the Bible say Moses is the most meekest man on earth. Well, we ain't got a whole lot of brothers built like that today. That's for sure. 40 days. I'm gonna say this. You better hope old Run, though. Run after not eat for you for 40 days, 40 nights, let me tell you. I don't want to choke on this drink. Boy, you better hope Ronald don't have to, man. What the scriptures say? Man will fail you every time. Cause I'm gonna tell you, if you depending on me to fast for you 40 days, 40 nights, no bread or water, I'll tell you right now. Moses, that boy stock game. You know how I always say he from good stock? Moses from tier one stock. I'm talking about top of the line stock. Boy, they don't build them like that. They say every generation, men are getting more feminine. Every generation, which I believe that because you can see this thing. These boys wearing these pants so tight, man. I look at some of they wear them pants so tight. First of all, they got a low cut, low waist cut. You know what I'm saying? Like a female. You know, it's the low waist. Okay. Then they skinny. So you got to make the jeans touch the top of your shoe. You gotta pull them all the way down and all the top of your stuff out, man. Man, I'm trying to tell you, they all getting female. You know, it's a lot of worldly women. You know, they would wear stuff like that just to show the top of their thong. You know, if there was a little, in a little bit of harlotry. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, dudes is doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Down they have 100 colors. I see if you want to dye black, I'm trying to hold the age down, I guess. But man, them boys got greens and red. I'm gonna let that alone. But he say, man, I didn't either eat bread nor drink water. Oh boy, you might have had a shot if I could have drunk water. If I was Moses. The no water, it would have been a wrap. Y'all don't know what. Hey, the nation would have started with me, baby. Almost say I'm telling you. Anyway, 19, cause I don't know, and I don't know nobody on here can drink water or food. You know what I'm saying? Who think? Could you do that? Could you do that? You know, cause I guarantee, to be truthful, can you go without water 40 days and food 40 days and 40 nights? I don't think so. They gonna have to put you in the back of the funeral home on tight. I'm telling you. I give you about 5 days, you'll be in the back of the funeral home for real, laying on the table for real. Now make sure your life insurance policy is current and put your people on the current phone number and address. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's gonna be real. 19 it says, for I was afraid of my anger in hot displeasure. That must say hot displeasure. Wherefore the Most High was wroth against you to destroy you. But the Most High hearkened unto me at that time also. Because the Most High, he mad. He said, man, I was mad because I had to go before the Most High. Hey, man, I'm the strong man. Remember the covenant, man, that you made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham, Yisrael, and Yaquab. You know what I'm saying? In Hebrew. I like to honor their real name. You know? Hey, man, that's something else, man. He was gonna destroy your hide. I spoke up for you. That's basically what he's saying. And he go to his brother Aaron. And the Most High was very angry with Aaron to have destroyed him. And I prayed for Aaron also at the same time. Because Aaron took the gold and stuff and from all the people, and they made a god, and he was the one that said, behold, the God that brought you out of Egypt. Boy, I bet that boy was like this. And this ain't the first time, because when Moses married Zipporah, Most High was going to get him then too. You know what I'm saying? He was real quiet. You know what I'm saying? He must have been a real spirited brother, Aharon, Aaron, because when his sons died and they took that fire and brought that fire from the wrong place to light them, I think it was the incense. Most High killed them dead on the spot. And Aaron was up in his feelings then. And and the spirit of the Most High was in there, and Aaron wouldn't worship. And that's why Aaron didn't make it to the promised land. Moses ain't make it for striking the rock, and Aharon, or Moshe, ain't make it for striking the rock, and Aharon ain't make it for giving the praise, worship. Boy, and this is a man stood in front of the Most High. I'm not saying he didn't make it to the kingdom, don't get me wrong, but he didn't make it inside of Israel. You know what I'm saying? That's cold. That's how tight this thing is, man. Them boys ain't make it. And Aharon was just mad because his son got hit with that fire that you can't put out. You know what I'm saying? And he was out of there, bro. And he was up in his feelings about that. And he didn't want to worship. You know what I'm saying? It's old like that. And we out here playing and thanking the Most High, throwing some worship at the Most High, thinking that means working. Man, the Most High wants you to do them commandments, man. Them people ain't make it because I'll tell you right now, most people today ain't worthy of lacing up the sandal of Moses or Aharon. Because nobody can say that they walk with the Most High like that. Period. And most people so wishy-washy, all you have to do is turn the power off or take the phone out their hand, they can cry like some little punks. They gonna cry like some little punks. Literally. Literally like some little punks. I'm not using this word to talk about nobody. Don't like some little I didn't mean it the wrong. Please nobody take that the wrong way, because I know people will take stuff and twist it. I didn't mean it like that. Like we say, some little moist guys, squishy guys. But anyway, that's a better way of saying it. You know what I'm saying? Acting all squishy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, 20, and it says, and the Most High was very angry with Aaron to have destroyed him. You know what I'm saying? Okay, verse 21. And I took your sin, the calf which he made, and burned it with fire, and stamped it at the ground. It says it very small. It's some weird language here. And stamped it and ground it very small, or he ground it. Okay, he said even until it was small as dust, and and I cast the dust thereof in the brook that is descended out of the mountain. Now here we go. Moses, boy, I would have, you know what? If it's some kind of way I could see a video of Moses, I tell you what, I'm willing to pay top dollar to see that video of that. You know what I'm saying? Moses took the calf, burned it with fire, in other words, melted, stamped it, stomped on it. Moses must have been stomping. That boy must have had them Timbs on. That boy was stomping, dog. That dude stomped it. That boy was stomping in his big back boots, you know, like the rapper song, you know what I'm saying? And ground it very small. I mean, he must have been just like, well, left, but he just back and forth, just ground that sucker. Even if it was as small as dust. Moses put in the work, boy. That boy put in the work. bro. I don't think we need any more of this because I can keep going on with this. This is in it. Yeah, we'll like that. Man, because each one of these stations, like Kabroth Hatava, um, in Hebrew that means what? Grave of lusts. Grave. Let's see. Let's see. And Tab Tab Tabira and Masa and at Kabri Tava, okay, ye have provoked the Lord to wrath. So he's just saying where the Most High. Let's check this word out right here. I think it does mean it was being tested here at this stage.
Strong's H 6914. Kivroth Hatava. Kivroth Hatava.
Okay. Let's see what this means. Yeah, graves of lust. Okay. Each station that the Most High was taking them over that 40 years, they were being tested for something. And at that particular station, Kabroth Hatava he was going to be tried with lust. Anything that was your passion that wasn't of the Most High, you was going to be tempted there, and you wasn't going to make it from that camp to the next stage. You understand what I'm saying? And they was steadily dwindling down in numbers. Most High ain't playing with this sin, though. You know what I'm saying? People better know it. You know what I'm saying? People better know it. Let's see, man. We still in Deuteronomy, man. I know I ain't gonna get to all these scriptures. I tell you what, I'm gonna do one more because I can show you more and more of what happens. Now we in Deuteronomy 31. Let's look at 27. Boy, here we go. We still with this rebellion, that neck still stiff. It says, "For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive." Now this is Moses about to cash out in the next chapter. And I think he cashed out in the 32nd chapter of we Deborah of the Deuteronomy. He getting ready to leave. He getting ready to die. He getting ready to go up the ghost like this. This is some of his last words at this time. It says, "For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against the Lord. How much more after my death?" So he's saying, man, I know you. The whole time you just wanted things. They start getting things, and that's the dangerous thing about things. It takes your eyes off of the Most High. Instead of just reflecting that the most, like, oh, I got that new iPhone, I got that new iPhone 13, you know what I'm saying? The 13 Pro Max. Or I got that Samsung, I got the A22 before it even came out, you know what I'm saying? I paid $2,000 for it, you know what I'm saying? And you playing with this phone, you don't spend no time with the Most High. You just playing with this phone because it means that much to you, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be a hard day on the set when your date get called, or Satan really want to tempt you and try to take you up out of here. But I hope the Most High don't let him have you, because today I sure was tested. Today, my favorite test. But even in all that, like I said, I was calm. I didn't shake, because halfway through that curve, I had to understand, and this a calm come over me and spoke into my spirit. I knew I was gonna stay in that lane after I asked. Boy, that was a time. Let me tell you something. Well, you didn't want no delayed prayer at that time. You know what I'm saying? That was a timely thing. That was the Most High's angels camped around. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what, I couldn't even sleep at night, knowing it's 11 something at night. I couldn't sleep and knowing now what I got to do tomorrow. But you know what? It's a small sacrifice for knowing, because I'm not gonna let this go another day. You know, because he done his part, I'm going to do my part. You know what I'm saying? I can sacrifice a little sleep. I'm alive. I know the Most High got me. I'm going to pray for a refreshing sleep. I get up strong as the ox, fresh out the box, like they say. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. So Moses even tell him, hey man, after my death you gonna be acting. You know what would it take? I'm gonna jump down to 29, save a little time. For I know that after my death you will utterly corrupt yourselves and turn yourselves aside from the way which I have commanded you. Yep, they sure did, Moshe. And evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. Man, we still do. He is correct. We still do. Let's look at some examples. Let me see something. Let's look at some examples. In the latter days, let's look at some examples. Trying to see how I want to. Don't want to go here. Let me go back to this other screen. In the latter days, guess what? He gonna punish you. Matter of fact, let me go to Deuteronomy 32 first. Go one more time to Deuteronomy 32 and 23. I'm gonna show you something. Okay. It says, this is the Most High. In Deuteronomy 32 and 21. It says, they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. I got that new iPhone. Yeah, I got that new iPhone right here. I don't want to go to church. I need to take some pictures. That camera is amazing. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It's foolish. I got this new car outside. I need to get it wet. I ain't gonna go. You know what? Don't do your part. It's gonna cost you later. And it says, with their vanities, and they have moved, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. He's doing that right now. Man, he's doing this right now. So guess what? Let me go ahead and read 22. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell. Now he's in the seventh heaven, and his anger is all the way to the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountain. And it says, and I will heap mischiefs upon them, and I will spin my arrows upon them. And it says, they shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. And I will send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of dust. Now, I bet you saying, man, when this happened, I know most of you here in America, you think you in the land, man, you done all this for George Floyd, this protest and all that, and the same averages. The same was before the protest, it's the same average of blacks being killed today. Okay. But let's look when the Most High, I'm going to show you an example of this, when he put a foolish nation above. Now this is called the Trans-Saharan slave trade. Now we know about the transatlantic slave trade because a lot of us was pulled from Africa, brought to the United States. But this happened before the transatlantic slave trade, and it's not even talked about. This is what a lot of our Muslim brothers done. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't trying to throw no smoke. I used to be Muslim. I speak Arabic. You know what I'm saying? But hey, at the same time, it is what it is. It was during the Middle Ages. Let's see. Without going so much into the article, I just typed in sub-Saharan slave trade. Google it on your own. It said the slave trade in the sub-Saharan Africa presented problems with the tribe. You see something? Nah, here's one already pulled up. Nah. Look at this. Look at this picture. This happened because of disobedience to the covenant. And the Most High said He's going to put a foolish people over you. And He was going to bring you to heat. You know, He was going to heat powder. You know, He was going to put extreme heat and burning on you. He did it instead of letting the slave trade too. But let's talk about before all this happened. This is a very, keep this image in your head. Forgotten slavery, the Arab Muslim slave trade. And it says, over the years, global focus and discourse of slavery has concentrated on the transatlantic slave trade that featured the American and European merchants. One other slave trade, however, remained largely ignored at the times, even treated as taboo subject, despite of being a key component of the African history, owing to this devastating impact it has had on the continent. It is generations of a people's way of life. Okay, I'm gonna jump down here because I ain't trying to. Okay, let's see. Now, it tells you here the Arabs raided sub-Saharan Africa for 13 centuries without interruption. Most of the millions of men they deported have disappeared as a result of inhuman treatment. This painful page in the history of black people has apparently not been completely turned. Read a loosely translated insert from The Veiled Genocide, a book by whoever, it's too late at night, some dude from Senegal, man. And I feel strain my eyes like that. Let me see, no, I'm gonna jump down here to this paragraph. On the other hand, the Trans-Saharan caravan concentrated on the West African region, straddling the Niger Valley and the Gulf of Guinea, along the transatlantic roads to slave markets in Maghreb, which is it's one of the Hebrew prayers, the evening prayer before the last one. Maghreb, and the now basic. It says the voyage that the world take up to 3 months involved inhumane conditions. So they walked a long way basically, and it was inhumane condition, and saw slaves die among the way due to diseases, hunger, thirst. Didn't the Most High say He gonna do that? And estimated 50% of all slaves in this trade would die in transit. I don't even have to say no more, but y'all research that. Cause everybody talk about the slave ship, brother. This prior to the slaves. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Crazy. Didn't the Most High say that? That He gonna put a foolish nation above us here in Deuteronomy 32, provoke us to justice. You know? And he would 24 and be burnt with hunger, devoured with burning heat, and with a bitter destruction, and also to send the teeth of beasts upon them with poison of serpents of the dust. Man, read that down. I ain't gonna read it. I'm gonna save some time, but I was gonna go further down. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna bring you here. to show you what the Most High intended. Because I showed you enough, I think, of being stiff-necked, and our people were stiff-necked when the Most High had purely intention. You know. Here's the example. Okay, this is a command. I'm just jumping to it. I know you go. But Deuteronomy 14:2. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself. It don't say equal to all nations, above all nations that are upon the earth. And he's telling you, do not eat an abominable thing. You know. And he's telling you what you can eat in the first place. But that's my next subject the Most High have will that. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying he made you a peculiar people. If you would come and do these commandments, he started the same way his son, to the best of your ability, done. And honor his son, Yahushua, some of y'all know as Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? And do them to the best of your ability. We be perfect, no. But strive to be perfect as you can. And the Most High will have mercy on you in the last days. And he won't just put that smoke on you like that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say he was equal with everybody, above all men. Okay, well maybe that he just probably say that one time. I don't even know if he just really said that, cause you know you got some good Christian folks thinking that he ain't never said this about no other people. But I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you me on the shadow of God. Just keep listening. You gonna get sick of hearing it. Okay, Deuteronomy. Let's see. It is. He's asking. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 26:17. Thou hast avouched the Lord this day to be thy God, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgment, and hearken unto his voice. If you smart, you'll do that. It says, and the Lord have avouched thee this day to be a peculiar people, as he promised thee, and thou shalt keep it all his commandments. He didn't say keep some of them, he said keep all of them. And make thee high above all nations. So he said he's gonna make you above. Notice he keeps saying above. You're not equal. You're not equal. You need to get that equal mess. That's some mess that the church taught you. That's some mess that religion has taught you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a madness. No, you're not the same when you come to these commandments, statutes, and you know what? When I started coming this way to start keeping the commandments, my relationship with the Creator done at 180. You know what I'm saying? I'm totally, man, my prayers, man, you know how fast that prayer went? What I said went and acted, and I didn't even leave the lane. You understand what I'm saying? Now, am I saying I'm better than somebody or I got it all? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying I needed an answer. I needed some help, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even leave the lane. Well, I ain't never went sideways in the car, inside the lane, around the curve. You know what I'm saying? Some people thought I was through. And straightened it out, because it was almost at the end of the curve, straightened it out, took off. You know, and it was gone. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but the Most High. I ain't have to try to get a prayer in, sit and wait. You know what I'm saying? But y'all better keep the commandments. You know what's good for you, and you really want to live life. I'm telling you. But he said, and make thee above all nations that be made in praise and in name and in honor, and that thou mayest be a holy people unto the Lord thy God, as he hath spoken. Now we ain't through. We're gonna keep saying this. I'm gonna show you that You know what? You come after these law, statutes, commandments in Israel, you so-called African American, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever they calling y'all nowadays. Talking about some of you Indians, you know, man, you a part of this nation. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, you a part of this nation. You need to come home. Get out of all that falsehood of religion and come home, buddy. Because this is how the Most High think about you. Because it's gonna matter in the kingdom to come under Christ. Because if you ain't Israel, everybody that ain't Israel are gonna serve Israel. So if you ain't Israel, I'm gonna get you that too. Most High say, show you that. Man, I was trying to end this thing, but hey, Most High is on. Deuteronomy 28:9, it says, and the Most High shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as if he had sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. And all people of the earth will see that they are called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. Now, and the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods. If you would do this, you be plenteous in good, the fruit of thy body, you know what I'm saying? Your children, your being, and the fruit of thy cattle, you know, your resources, and the fruit of thy ground, whatever you grow, which the Lord swear unto your fathers, he shall give thee. And he will do that. And he's done that. You know what I'm saying? For me, I can say that for me. And only since I come from the man that left all that religion up out of there, man. Get all that tradition. Vain traditions. Boy, I'm telling you, they bad. But he said, if thou keep the commandments in verse 9. No, we ain't through. We still gonna show you because y'all think this some kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I could show you more than this, but I'm being nice, but I'm gonna drive it home. You're not equal. You're not equal. Quit trying to be equal. You know what? Quit trying to do what the world do. The Most High gave you law, statutes, and commandments. He gave you holy days. You got more holy days than they do holidays, man. You know what I'm saying? You can have a good time. Ain't nothing about you can't have a good time. You know, Passover be eating good, man. You know what I'm saying? You can have a good time. And them toasts on the wine on them toasts. You know, I don't just leave it alone. It's not gonna be doing it to get full, you know what I'm saying? But we usually do them 4 toasts. I do mine with wine. Some people might do with grape juice, you know what I'm saying? If you know what you're working with, it's gonna be a problem. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. Well, I ain't got no problem with that though. Shemot 19:5. Now therefore, if ye obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then shall ye be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. Man, no, we ain't done. I bet you thought we was done. No, we ain't done. Let's go see what the Most High said about everybody else. See, that's people gonna get mad at this point. Well, he said in John 16, for God so loved the world. You don't know that which verse of Isaiah he was quoting. You know, you don't even know that. What is it? Is it 2 or 3? Let me see. Oh no, hold on, that's 3. That's the next chapter. Okay. Yeah, that's the chapter for those punishments for these places doing this to Israel. Yeah, they gonna get it. So, alright. Back to this Egypt thing. Amos 3:1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. So all these other nations, let's see what families mean. Because maybe they all understand. Mishpachah in Hebrew. Okay, clan, family, tribe, people, nation. Okay. Now, out of all these nations, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, of all the nations. Therefore I punish you for your iniquities. But he's saying you only. He said, can two walk together except they agree? You know what I'm saying? He's telling you out of all the people. And I'm going to punish you harder than everybody else because I didn't give them the law. I didn't give them the law. I gave you the law. Let me see something. I'm trying to get that verse in Isaiah. Give it to me. It'll come. Oh, okay. You can't remember it right off the bat. Yeah, Isaiah 40. Okay, now. Behold, the nations, meaning all nationalities, are as a drop of a bucket and are counted as small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. And let's go on to 16. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, because Lebanon used to have the finest trees, man, finest wood and stuff, man, at that time, nor beast thereof sufficient of burning, of a burnt offering. So he's telling you here, man, they used to have a whole lot of cattle, a whole lot of wood and cattle. They was known for that. He's saying, man, if you took every beast and try to, you do a burnt offering and say you were sorry, and if you from one of these other nations, let's see what he said. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing in vanity. So I know that's gonna hurt if you labeling yourself as a Gentile, meaning a non-Jew. You know. But let me show you the plan. We're gonna stay in Isaiah. Now I know some people gonna be mad at me about this, but hey, man, it don't make it. And I could teach this, and I could show you whole chapters on this. You know. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel. What we know is Yisrael or Yisrael, you know, which some people say Yasha'Allah, you know what I'm saying? You know, you hear the Yah in it, and the Most High's name is in that, you know, in Israel, you know. Just look at what Israel means.
Strong's H3478. Yisrael. Yisrael.
It means God prevails. Okay. And then here's the strong definition. He will rule as God. Okay. I want you to remember that. He will rule as God. Now I'm going to take you to this verse. Being a part of this nation. And if you come into these laws, statutes, and commandments, if you are a Gentile, then you can come under Israel. I'm going to show you that in the New Testament. Bet your preacher won't show it to you. Because he too busy worried about trying to teach you other stuff about giving and all that. You know what I'm saying? So he can fund that house and that being there. Anyway, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. Meaning you Gentiles, I'm gonna click on strangers. Let's get it. See? Sojourner, you know, a newcomer in it. Lacking inherited right, foreigners of Israel, meaning anybody outside of Israel. We call you Goyim. Now, he will set them in their own land, talking about Israel, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, And Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over your oppressions. So you people that took us on a transatlantic slave trade and also the sub-Saharan slave trade that not being talked about. See, in Amos chapter 2, I went there, but some of them punishments is in there for y'all for doing that. You can't do these atrocities like what happened to Emmett Till and don't think you got a day coming. But it tells you that we're gonna rule over our oppressors. See, we get that kingdom under Christ. But I'm not done. I'm trying to think of a verse right now that's coming to mind. As we speaking, things are coming to me. Now, this is Job, the 3rd chapter. It's not going to go well, as you can see. You see that title there? The nation's judge. For and behold, in those days and in that time will I bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. The 2 tribes that you will split, Jacob and Judah. Okay. And I will gather all nations, called the battle on Armageddon. I will gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom which they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. They done parted the Gaza Strip so many times, and they done scattered us all over this earth. And they have cast lots for my people. Can I get a Negro 24, tell them, you know, all that like that, right? They have cast lots for my people and given a boy for an harlot. Remember, they used to breed us like cattle, and sold a girl for wine and strong drink. Now this is an example of some people that's for the kids smoke. Yea, and what do they do with me, O Tyre? Tyre was a place in northern Africa, inside of both of them is in northern Africa and all the coast of Palestine. Okay, we know where Palestine is, right? You know who there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go there. And it says, "Will you render me recompense?" So he's saying, all of y'all, for doing this to my people, will you render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your head. So they know I'm getting sorry, you know, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and they carried it into the temples of my goodly, pleasant things. Talking about our people. The Most High is kind of using allegory there. People of silver and gold. There. It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians. The Greeks. Javon. This is Greek. Roman, Greek, whatever you call yourself. You see? It says, behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken. Now I bet you this is not going to be taught in your church. Now I just showed you that Israel going to run everybody in the kingdom that Christ is going to have. Nobody never going to talk to us about you in the church. I can go to Isaiah 60 and just show you all the nations going to bow down before you. I can show you all over the Bible. This is me. But they talk around me. And this is just not talked about. You know, Israel, you special to the Creator. Most High say that covenant, he say before, as long as it's in Jeremiah, he said as long as it's a heaven and an earth, it's the stars and the moon. He feels this way about you. You're above all nations. As long as it's a star and a moon in the sky. You understand what I'm saying? This covenant still stands. And no, they ain't replaced it with no church. Some people like to say, well, in the New Testament, he replaced it or the church. Give me that scripture that said he replaced it. How many times did he go on record? I could have showed you way more than that. I was being nice. I showed you about like 6-7 times that it said the same thing. You're above all people. Quit trying to be like everybody else and play your part. You're a king on this earth, or you're a queen on this earth. Watch it. You know, act such. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody, no king gonna be found doing peasant things. If you a king, you better not be found doing peasant things. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know, you should be eating like king, living like king. You know, king mind frame. When you see yourself in the mirror, you are don't sell yourself for nothing else, and don't sell yourself cheap. So ain't no love for you too. Don't do it. You know. Because you heard you selling yourself in a bad way, and guess what? He can have rain over you. I was trying to find I'm gonna ask the Most High to give it to me real quick. What I came to look for. Because it was will for me to show it to you. No one, hold on, let me see something. First, wait. That's probably why I had to find it. Okay, yeah. This is 1 Peter 2:9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him that called you out of darkness and into the marvelous light. You know what? That's the way the Most High feels about you, even in the same, he's using the same thing. But I did say that I was going to show you that you become part of the commonwealth of Israel. So you Gentiles out there shaking in your boots, wondering, you know, okay, let's see. I'm going to show you something. The teacher, the pastor probably not going to teach you. Let's see. Colossians 2. Most High putting in work today for a real. Let me see something. Oh, it's Ephesians, my bad. Okay, now read above this and read under, you know what I'm saying, so you can get the context, but I'm gonna jump straight to it. It says, I'm gonna start at Ephesians 2:11 and read to 12. It says, wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, okay, who who are called uncircumcision, because we call the Gentiles uncircumcision. You know what I'm saying? But we're circumcision, as far as being Israelite. It says by which is called circumcision in the flesh made by hands. Okay. It says that at the time you were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. Let's see what commonwealth is. So at one time, you a Gentile. You was a stranger, like they talk about. State of commonwealth, citizenship, right of a citizen. So you get rights as a citizen. Okay? Of Israel, and strangers, because they called you a stranger earlier in Isaiah 14, didn't it? That the strangers are going to serve them, you're going to put them in their place, and we're going to serve them in the hand of the Lord for handmaids and servants, right? Okay. But see, and under this, you keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you become part of the commonwealth, a citizen of Israel. And you get the rights there as such. And strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God in the world. Because see, those promises was to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See, you know what I'm saying? See, you had Ham seed, you had Shem seed, and you had Japheth or Japheth. You know what I'm saying? Those are the three main people that all the nations come out of. And every of the nations didn't get this covenant. Just certain ones are gonna get it. But even in the days of Egypt, it tell you that some of the other nations of Egypt followed them into the wilderness, and they served the Most High. And Moses was told in Numbers 15 chapter to take their sacrifice, the same as if somebody was born in a nation, and the Most High said He would accept it. So they became part of the nation. If you don't come this way, ain't no other way you gonna come. You gonna lick some boots. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like they say, you gonna bow down. Let me show you what the other nations gonna do. Because some people think it's some playing here, and it's really not no playing here. Ask your pastor to explain this. Okay. Isaiah Yeshayahu 60:3. And the Gentiles shall come to the light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. Because they getting ready to build a kingdom that Christ is gonna be over. You know. And it's telling you about the forces of the Gentiles. Meaning they're gonna bring all their riches with them in verse 5. Okay. Tell you some different places where they're gonna be coming out of. And it tells you that the sons and strangers shall build thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have mercy on thee. The strangers, the non-Israelites are gonna build the kingdom. Okay. Okay. Let's read this whole chapter and take the time. Now, Isaiah 60:14, the sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, Zion. That's what we are, Zion, of the Holy One of Israel. And it's just basically telling you that we're going to just take the possession from it. You know what I'm saying? Let me see something. Yeah. Here's another one. And the king shall be thy nursing father. It's Isaiah 49:23. And the king shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. So all these people today, the presidents and all that had the steam, and they shall bow down their face to the earth and lick up the dust of thy feet, and thou shalt know I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait on me. You see, all these people that's high and mighty right now, guess what? These Gentiles, thus said the Lord, 22, behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles, meaning you non-Israelites, and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in thy arms. Because they snatched us from Africa and all these other places, you know what I'm saying? And their daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders. They're going to bring us home because the Most High going to make it tough on them. They're going to have to. And the kings and their nursing fathers and their queens and their nursing mothers shall bow down to thee with their face to the earth and lick up the dust of thy feet. And they shall know that I am the Lord. I got one more verse. The Most High just gave it to me. Revelation 3. I know this video is long, but somebody gonna watch it. And if just one person get what's going on, like I say, I thank the Most High that He spared me today, and I hope whatever I say can be used for the glory of His kingdom. And man, it's many people want to be us, but they not. Revelation 3:9. For behold, I will make them the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come worship before thy feet, and they shall know that I love thee. You understand what I'm saying? You know what? It's many people posing as you, but they didn't go on those slave ships. And some of them living in the land right now, like posing like you. It's more skin cancer in Israel right now than any place on earth. Because you got people that are trying to. It's the biggest thing of identity theft you ever seen in your life, to a degree. To a degree, I'll just put it like this. The Israelites are out of there. And right now, we have Israelis there. But am I knocking all of them? No. Because if you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Creator, then you become commonwealth you become my brother in the commonwealth of Israel. And the Most High gonna deal all that out. That's for Him to deal out. But if you ain't keeping them commandments, your Bible, nah, I ain't gonna even say that. I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna say shalom to everybody. And I want to say first off, hear Israel, the Lord our God is one. In the Rasha Kadesh, Shemai, Rasha Allah, God. We serve one Creator and one Lord. All praise to Yeshua HaMashiach for all that He do, and we thank Him for all that He do. And I want to say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Even though I missed it, I'm just finish this session up, and I want y'all to say y'all continue to pray for me, and I pray for y'all. And most I have is glory. Shabbat Shalom.